Okay, so, hi, hello, welcome back to another Creepypasta story video. Today, Creepypasta I'm reading is called Opal, but before I get into it, I do want to say a few things. First off, the video is one take, so if you hear me stumble, mumble, fumble, and mess up my words, I'm sorry, this is a one take. And second thing, I do want to say, please consider using code GOONS at gamersubs.gg. It's code GOONS, and you can use that to get 10% off at checkout. Okay, so outside that, let's get into it. This Creepypasta is called Opal. A first-hand report of the story originally reported in the Montreal Mirror in 1964. A mother and a father decided that they needed a break, and not having much time alone in almost a year since their young son Toby was born. They wanted to have a night out, go to a dinner and maybe a movie, and the honeymoon suite at a local hotel to possibly give Toby a little brother or sister. They called their most trusted babysitter, who unfortunately was already engaged for the evening, but she did refer to a good friend of hers, Opal, who she swore she could be trusted. They spoke with the new babysitter and agreed to have her arrive no later than 6:30, so the parents could get an early start. As the parents got ready to paint the town red, Toby laid on the floor, gnawing on his teething ring in a den off to the back of the house. As shortly after 6:20, the father walked past the open doorway and saw an elderly woman sitting in the rocking chair facing the child, with her back to the doorway. The father was slightly startled as his wife hadn't mentioned the babysitter had arrived. He spoke to her as he straightened his tie in the mirror on the wall opposite of the doorway. "Oh, I'm sorry I didn't hear you come in. We appreciate you coming on such a short notice. My wife put some chicken in the oven for you. The numbers for the restaurant and the hotel are on the counter if you need to reach us. We'll be home around 9 tomorrow morning. Goodbye, Toby. I love you." He hurried down the hallway as his wife was coming down the stairs. Meeting her at the bottom, his wife asked, "What were you saying, dear?" "Oh, nothing. I was just giving the sitter instructions. Now, we should hurry so we can make our reservation on time," he replied by grabbing his coat as he unlocked the front door. They went to the car and were in such a rush that they didn't notice the car pull into the driveway not 15 seconds after they pulled out. They proceeded to have the best night out that they could remember. The wife became somewhat concerned shortly after arriving at the hotel when she called home and no one answered. The husband calmed her as he pulled her into bed, kissing her neck. "Don't worry, dear. She's an older lady and is almost 10. She must have gone to bed after putting Toby down." The next morning, after a nice breakfast, they arrived home to find a note on the door. It read, "I arrived at 6:30 as agreed, but no one was home. If you made other plans, I would have appreciated if someone had called me. Opal." The husband gave his wife a confused look as she put her hand to her mouth and her face turned white. She threw open the front door, calling out for her son, and there was no reply. In fact, there was no sound at all in the house, just the smell of some burnt meat. She ran up the stairs and her husband raced to the back of the house to find the kitchen filled with smoke. He turned off the stove and used pot holders to grab some smoldering pan of charred meat and drop it into the sink. His wife came into the kitchen crying into her hands. "He's not here. Toby's gone. She took him." The husband then took her in his arms as she cried. It was then he noticed blood on the lid of the trash can. A pit formed in his stomach as he left his wife and opened the trash can. He exhaled as he realized that it was only the chicken his wife had made. It was then that his eyes shot wide open as his wife let out a fresh scream of horror. As he turned towards her, he caught the sight of the melted remains of the teething ring on the bottom of the open oven. Okay, so that was Opal. Hopefully y'all enjoy that creepypasta. I don't know if I'm gonna. Yeah, I'll say this on this little video. This guy reminded me of my old criminal justice teacher. He one of the calls he was, because he was an officer, he went to one of his first calls as like a young police officer was to a house, and kind of something similar like this, but she put the baby in the microwave. So when I read that, it kind of brought back that memory. So I thought I should share it here because sometimes it does happen. But yeah, that was Opal. Hopefully y'all enjoyed Creepypasta. I don't really have anything else to say. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys want to see more, I do a playlist. You'll see some stuff pop up on screen right now. So y'all check it out if you want. And yeah, if you enjoyed, please do like and consider subscribing. It does help out the channel. And yeah, but I do want to say thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Bye everyone.